James Harden to the Los Angeles Clippers. So let's just talk about this. James Harden. This is a guy that has been just making headlines all throughout the off season. There's that infamous video that he said he doesn't want to be a part of Daryl Morey's organization. I know that video went viral, and it's just in the off season. Then, even looking back at how things panned out, especially with the Philadelphia 76ers, they had an underwhelming season. They got knocked out in the second round by the Boston Celtics in a Game 7 situation. James Harden, he had a very good Game 1 in that series, in the 2023 postseason, in Game 1 in the second round against the Celtics. But in the remainder of the season, the man just kind of shut down and just left Joel Embiid all there all alone, and they just got knocked out in the second. And the Philadelphia 76ers have never even made a conference final despite all the moves that have been made. But looking even back at the Philadelphia 76ers, James Harden in last year's off season, when when they went into the off season, they got eliminated in the second round. It was there was a situation where they just got like James Harden. He had that player option of 47 million. He opted out of that. Daryl Morey, and they negotiated with him, Daryl Morey, to make sure that they can be able to add more players in the roster. So he took a pay cut. He took like a 14, $17 million pay cut so that he can be able to add some pieces on the roster to contend. And given like the under fast forward to given this underwhelming postseason that happened when they got knocked out by the Celtics, there was some pushback, and I feel like even him picking up that player option, he wanted guaranteed money. He wanted like a big contract, like at the $200 million range, and he didn't get that from Daryl Morey, and I believe he got promised that. And given that whole situation, like the way it panned out, he came out with that statement that he doesn't trust Daryl Morey because he broke that promise that he made to him, even given like the pay cut. Like 17 million dollars is not less money to take a pay cut. He would have been earning about 45 million a season if he was under like a 200 or 220 max deal, like the same one like Stephen Curry has, Joel Embiid, I mean, all those guys, KD. He wanted that type of contract for himself, and given like his recent decline, he just had to use like some manipulation tactic to say that he needed he needed to like show that he can really do it, because given the movement of James Harden, the way he forced his way out of Houston, he got traded to Brooklyn. Things didn't pan out there. He quit on Brooklyn. He got traded with that Ben Simmons swap. Ben Simmons to the Brooklyn Nets and him to the Sixers. I was actually quite optimistic to see James Harden in the Philadelphia 76ers. I thought that he was going to be that guy who's going to help Joel Embiid to be able to get to that next level, but that didn't happen. And given that whole situation and getting knocked out twice with Joel Embiid in the postseason in the second round was really, really underwhelming. And to even say that Joel Embiid was in the receiving end of like all these players that are coming in, it's just an understatement, because I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for is Joel Embiid, because this is a guy that has committed. He's committed to the Sixers until 2027. Where in the 2026-2027 season, that's the season that he's gonna have that player option, that $59 million salary there. So he's just gonna opt into that. But you can see Joel Embiid's prime is just being wasted away. And right now, even the picks that they got in return, Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, Rocco, KJ Martin, a couple of picks in there. I mean, I just feel sad for them. I just feel sad for the Sixers. I just feel sad for Joel Embiid, because this is just going to be another lost year, and he has been carrying the Philadelphia Sixers to thick and thin. And looking at the situation with James Harden, The Sixers lost Ben Simmons with that saga in 2021. He didn't even play for a whole season. He got traded away at the trade deadline. The Sixers thought that they would have made a steal with James Harden. It didn't pan out. And right now, as we speak, Joel Embiid is the lone star in the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't think a guy like guys guys like Nick Batum, Rocco, those are just elite role players. Tobias Harris, that man just disappeared, and Tyrese Maxey is that guy who's just slated to be that second star. And given like the whole roster construction for the Sixers, it's just going to be so much work for Joel Embiid to be able to get like this team to any significance or prominence. But when you look at the Clippers are just aggregating all their stars. They've got Kawhi Leonard in there, they've got PG in there, they've got Russ in that, minimum deal, and we've got James Harden with that $30 million salary. So I'm pretty sure they're going to go in deep into the luxury tax, and this is an all-in season for the Clippers because the Clippers have been very underwhelming, choking a 3-1 lead in the bubble. 2021 they got knocked out in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, they've just had like they've just like had a lot of they've had just so many mishaps throughout like the duo era with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is just load managing a lot. There was this whole situation in this off season. Adam Silver cracked down on load management and made sure that if you're healthy you have to play or else you get fined. So which I feel is actually a good move. And now they have James Harden. Hopefully we're able to see the Clippers do some serious damage to the league. And right now there's no excuses for James Harden because he has been in multiple situations where he could win. He was there with Chris Paul. It didn't pan out when he was in Houston in 2018. That was like the closest that he has ever been to like making the finals and winning it all in the championship, but it didn't happen. And he was that in that Brooklyn Nets situation didn't work. Then right now he's in a situation where at least he can be able to win games consistently. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see what's gonna happen. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback. I'm out.